How long could Tanjiro survive against Luffy? Would he be able to escape with his life, or would Luffy defeat him with a single blow? We will also explore the possibility of Tanjiro surviving against the other 9 Straw Hats. From Sanji to Nami, even Zoro, who is ready to crush him. However, Tanjiro is stronger than Zoro, as he can decapitate several Upper Moon Deep with a single blow. His grip is so strong that Daki had to rip off his own leg to escape. While that sounds impressive compared to what Zoro carries, it's not much. Zoro is a true superhuman who can do 4-ton push-ups, throw buildings, and even defeat a sea monster thousands of feet tall. However, strength isn't the only way to win this fight. Speed is also crucial. Tanjiro can move faster than the eye can see before the final selection, which makes him much faster than Zoro, right? Unfortunately for Tanjiro, Zoro could already move faster than I could see in Skypiea, and is fast enough to dodge bullets and attack One Piece's strongest enemies at speeds that would overwhelm Tanjiro. Plus, Zoro doesn't need to get close to him, as he can slice through opponents or blow up cliffs from a distance with gusts of wind strong enough to cut through steel. So Zoro is stronger, faster, and better with a sword than Tanjiro. This means that the only way for Tanjiro to win would be to trick him, using the altruistic state to nullify Zoro's observation haki, and then the fake rainbow to make Zoro attack an afterimage as he advances. However, I trust Zoro's skill and experience much more than a lucky break from Tanjiro, so the victory would be Zoro's. After that, Tanjiro would face Robin, Sanji, and then Luffy. But first, what if Tanjiro fought Nami, the only Straw Hat who can shoot lightning? Nami has some powerful attacks, but she's not as strong as Tanjiro, as she can't take many hits or beat physically strong opponents. While Nami's weather attack can move at lightning speed, Tanjiro can move at supersonic or even hypersonic speeds, meaning he can attack Nami before she can land her blow. For Nami, the fight isn't about winning, but about surviving. The only technique she has for this is using Mirage Tempo to create clones and distract herself, quickly running away. This happens, the fight could end in a draw, but Tanjiro also has a secret move: insane accuracy in sword throwing. He's been able to throw a katana hundreds of meters, so he could certainly turn Nami into a kebab if she tried to escape, making Tanjiro the winner. Tanjiro's next opponent is Chopper. While it may seem like an easy victory for Tanjiro, Chopper's 9 transformations may hold the secret to victory. Chopper's strongest transformation, the Monster Point, transforms him into a super strong giant capable of destroying almost any opponent. Initially, Chopper would start out losing, but would transform into the Monster Point to crush Tanjiro. However, this transformation makes him furious and consumes so much energy that it could kill him. Without using the Monster Point, Tanjiro would have the advantage in strength. However, Chopper has a safer form that could allow him to survive, as the Guard Point can absorb blows like cotton. However, even if Tanjiro can't cut Chopper, he can activate his sword and use the sun's breath to burn the reindeer's skin, ending the fight. Franky seems like the perfect man to hand Tanjiro his second defeat. When it comes to raw firepower, Franky easily outclasses Tanjiro with moves like Franky Fireball and Franky Rocket Launcher. However, Tanjiro wouldn't be able to touch Franky's General Franky Mech. Franky's weakness, however, is that his body is powered by glue and his weapons use it as a power source. Therefore, if he goes all out against Tanjiro, he will quickly run out of glue and become weaker as the fight drags on. Tanjiro has enough stamina to fight demons in the Infinite Castle for 5 hours, so he could wear Franky down. Franky isn't fast or lethal enough to counter Tanjiro's Hinakami Kagura moves. The only way for Franky to win would be to end the fight in a few minutes, but Tanjiro won't go down easily. Once he discovers Franky's weak point, the battle is over. Brook, one of the strongest swordsmen in One Piece, could be the second Straw Hat to defeat Tanjiro. Brook can cut through dragon scales and even injure the elemental Prometheus. He is as fast as Zoro and can dodge bullets at close range. Brook's true strength lies in his swordsmanship, allowing him to strike so quickly that opponents don't even realize they've been cut. He can combine his attacks with the cold of the underworld to freeze Tanjiro, rendering him defenseless against Brook's rapid attacks. While Tanjiro can use enhanced recovery to stop the bleeding and prolong the fight, without a counter to Brook's speed, he would quickly lose. Tanjiro might have a chance against Robin, but it would be a brutal fight. While Robin is no match for Tanjiro physically, she has a special ability that allows her to replicate and grow parts of her body from any surface. Tanjiro were to attack her, Robin could use parts of her body to block, hold, or whip him. To overcome this, Tanjiro would have to use his fast attack, the Dragon Head Dance, to cut off Robin's additional body parts. Even then, Robin could use her giant limbs to attack Tanjiro and hide underground, making it difficult to attack directly. The fight could drag on until Robin finds a way to protect herself or Tanjiro grabs a large shovel, and then Tanjiro would have no chance of winning. Now, one of Tanjiro's greatest strengths is his stamina, but Jinbe, a Straw Hat with even greater stamina, could be quite a challenge. Tanjiro fought for 5 hours, but Jinbe fought Ace for 5 days straight and has years of experience in Fishman karate. Problem for Tanjiro is that Jinbe is skilled in observation and weaponry haki, allowing him to read Tanjiro's movements and increase his attack and defense capabilities. He can block Tanjiro's swords and even break him with a few punches. Tanjiro's best option would be to attack quickly with Dancing Flash, but Jinbe is also extremely fast, making it difficult for Tanjiro to land a hit. The only way for Tanjiro to win would be to enter the selfless state to bypass Jinbe's haki. But even then, Jinbe is very durable and would eventually tire Tanjiro out. Usopp, while he has powerful projectiles, is much weaker than most of the Straw Hats. Tanjiro would be confused by Usopp's fighting style, but he is too strong to be knocked out. When Tanjiro goes to attack, Usopp would only have one chance to survive using a perfect attack, but the probability of success is less than 1%. Tanjiro is too fast, and even if Usopp could do it, Tanjiro would cut through anything and dodge everything and win the fight. Finally, we have Sanji, who is the fastest so far. Sanji, a skilled user of observation haki, could be a challenge for Tanjiro. To keep up with Sanji's speed, Tanjiro would need to activate the transparent world and the altruistic state, but even then, Sanji can finish the fight quickly. In Wano country, Sanji mastered the F-Jam fighting style, which combines armament haki with a superhuman exoskeleton, making his kicks extremely powerful. Even if Tanjiro can follow his movements, Sanji can kick through his blade and burn him, so there's no way Tanjiro can win this one. The final battle against Luffy, the strongest Straw Hat, is particularly interesting. When Luffy starts out in his normal form, Tanjiro may have the speed advantage and can even cut him down, but Luffy quickly activates his transformations. As the fight progresses, Tanjiro may have to rely on his special abilities to match Luffy, but Luffy, in his advanced forms, would easily outmatch Tanjiro. The only way for Tanjiro to win would be to push Luffy into the water, but that is a dirty strategy. However, Tanjiro's true strength is his ability to become stronger and stronger as he faces challenging opponents. So if the fight drags on, he may find a way to defeat Luffy, but if Luffy decides to use his full strength early on, the battle will quickly end in his favor. There is no way he can beat Luffy. And that's it, folks. As determined, brave, and skilled as Tanjiro is, he can't compare to the monsters that are Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji. Each of them has faced enemies absurdly more powerful than any Oni, and with feats that simply put them on another level. Zoro cuts through mountains, Luffy faces gods, and Sanji flies and fights with the power of fire. Tanjiro is incredible at what he does, but against the Straw Hats, he wouldn't stand a chance. If you enjoyed this confrontation, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below who you want to see in the next fight. Until next time.